All right, good morning and welcome everyone. It is 9 o'clock here in South Carolina where I'm located, and we are going to begin our Veterans Yoga Project active flow and breath work for today. As always, remember that it is your practice. So ensure that you have whatever supports that you need for your practice available to you. Ensure that you're utilizing those supports as you go through the practice. Remembering that support precedes action, our first primary and guiding principle. Support precedes action. So support yourself as needed through the practice. Remember, it is your practice. Again, you are in the comfort and the privacy of your own space. There is no incoming, so I cannot see you. That's by design. You are encouraged and invited to listen to the wisdom of your own body and do what your body suggests, listening, following that wisdom. So come out of any posture at any time, take any alternate posture at any time, modify any posture as you need in order to be supported. We are going to do, I have a bit of a conflict with a Veterans Yoga Project call at 9:30, so we're going to have a little bit of an abbreviated practice today, but we're going to have a pretty active practice in that space. So it's going to be about a 35-40 minute practice today. We're going to start by landing. We'll raise gratitude. We'll do some breath work, some activating breath. Nice activating breath of fire here this morning. Get ourselves activated, and then we'll come to the mat, and we're going to work through some movements on the mat. And the goal is to see if I can actually pull this off, a practice of movement on the mat that does not involve push-ups. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's the goal. And then we'll come into our guided rest, and then we'll close. All right. So please find yourself in your space. Come into this space. Come into this place. Find a supported posture, whatever that means to you. Root down into whatever part of your body is in contact with something, the floor, the chair, the seat, the bolster, the cushion, the mat, the wall, whatever's touching. Feel the sensation of that connection. And bring your mind and awareness to that connection as support. Open your mind to the possibility that where you are connected to the earth, you are supported. Feel into the power of gravity holding you in place. Feel into the ability of yourself to root into this place, to secure your presence in this space and in this place, in this moment. And then bring your awareness to your breath. And allow yourself to follow your breath in and out. Being right there at the beginning of each inhale, following the inhale in and the exhale out. Allowing yourself to come into your body so as to be in the present moment with your body. Then, having established support and come into the present moment, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And allow to arise in your heart space any one thing for which you are grateful. Maybe just the possibility of gratitude. Establish yourself in gratitude. Allow gratitude to arise and see it clearly in your mind's eye. And then whatever it is that you're grateful for, anchor it right there at your heart space. And then, having established support, come into the present moment and allow gratitude to arise. I'll invite you, if you choose, to set an intention for your practice today. Perhaps just a simple intention to be present with your breath. Whatever your intention is, state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state it in a clear and declarative voice, as if it is already done. I'm present, I'm honest, I'm grateful. And then I invite you to anchor your intention right there next to your gratitude, right in your heart space. And having established ourselves in support, come into the present moment, allow gratitude and intention to be set. I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, dip your chin to your intentional grateful heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention. Namaste. And lift the chin, release the hands to the knees. Establish yourself here. We're going to be in a seated posture for this breath of fire. We're going to begin with an activating breath of fire. We're going to get energized and raise a little heat. Now, in breath of fire, it is important to remember that there is no stress, no strain, no exertion. The body is very still. The only thing moving is the breath in the nostrils and the diaphragm, perhaps, if you add a little diaphragmatic movement. And so we're going to be very still and aware of the breath in the nostrils. And then we're just going to do some hand motions. So there are 4 separate hand positions. So the hands will start on the knees, thumbs up if you need inspiration, thumbs down if you feel you need a little more grounding. And we're just going to breathe in and out through both nostrils with a little bit of emphasis, if you will. Your choice. Now, if you don't want to do breath of fire, or if you're on your menstrual cycle, please just do long, deep breaths. So full yogic inhale and exhale, long, deep breathing. And we're just going to have the hands on the knees, and then we'll bring the hands to the prayer at the heart. And then we'll move the prayer to the third eye. And then we'll extend the arms forward and up at a 60-degree angle. And I will cue that as we go. And we're just going to be here for literally a couple minutes. So establish yourself, root in, clear your passageways if you need to. Bring your awareness to your nostrils and your breath in your nostrils. Take a full inhale. And begin either long, deep breath, so full inhale, full exhale, equal inhalation, exhale, or maybe you want to add a little diaphragmatic effort. Maybe find a nice rhythm. Now, your rhythm will be different than mine, perhaps, because you are different than me. So find your rhythm, your breath, your pace, your practice. Just breathing in and breathing out. Full inhalations. Complete exhalations. And maybe you establish yourself in some rhythm, maybe 1 breath per second, and bring your hands to prayer if you choose. If not, just leave your hands on your knee. And we're just being very still and very aware of the breath in the nostrils as we move through this activating, enlivening practice. Waking up this morning, energizing the core if you're using breath of fire, energizing the entire trunk and torso if you're just doing long, deep breathing. If you prefer to, slide your hands up to the third eye, thumb knuckles resting at the brow point, and continue your breath. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Long, deep breath here, or maybe a little more active. Just staying with this. And if you choose, for the last 30 seconds, extend the arms up at a 60-degree angle, thumbs pointing toward each other, and continue. Very steady, very still, very present. Wherever your hands are, bringing together overhead, take a full inhale. Extend and lift. Lift gently at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl, at the heart, at the fingertips. Relax the shoulders, tuck the chin, extend, lengthen. Keep the arms lifted, but exhale the breath. Take a full inhale. Again, lift and lengthen. Gently retain as you lift and lengthen. Lengthen. Exhale, float the hands down, palms outward. Bring the hands back to the knees. Sit very still. Allow everything to settle. Be present with yourself. Good morning. Opening the door into our practice this morning. Allow everything to settle. So activating breath, settling breath. Now we allow the breath to just settle and return. We allow the body to just settle and return. We become still and integrate. Feel what is shifted for us. always a shift for me in that particular practice. 2 minutes of breath changes the way that I approach the day and the moment. And the integration of that allows me to find stillness. And we alternate between these activating movements and these still moments of rest. Take a full inhalation. A complete exhale, and then come around to your mat. Make your way to your mat, onto your back. We're going to start on our backs today. Just find yourself on your mat. Release down onto your back. Just take a moment. Find yourself here. Again, establish your support first. Root into the whole back of the leg, the whole back of the body. Feel your lower spine in particular on the mat, lengthen through the crown. And then bring the toes and heels together. As you inhale, take the arms overhead and interlock the thumb either way. And then continue to inhale, lengthen through the fingertips and press the toes away from the face. Feel the length along the front of the body. We're just stretching and releasing, opening and activating, letting all of that energy flow through the entire body. Now, inhale here. And then as you exhale, relax the toes and switch the interlock of your thumbs. And then on your next inhale, lengthen through the fingertips again, but this time flex the toes back toward the face, dorsiflex, and press through the heel. Feel the length in the back of the body in particular. And again, maybe you extend so that you feel your lower back on the mat as you lengthen, breathe in, full inhale. And then on a complete exhale, release the toes to neutral, bring the hands down by the sides. And then just begin to walk the heels toward the hips and bring the knees toward the ceiling. And we're just going to gently begin to rotate here. Take the arms out about 60 to 90 degrees to create some space. Press down into the palms, relax the shoulders, and then just allow the knees to sway a little bit back and forth. Gentle opening here, movement and now of the hip girdle here. The knees are moving side to side, not overdoing it at all, just allowing ourselves to wake up. Exhaling over, inhale back. Move with your breath. Begin to find the alignment of breath and movement in these simple movements. And don't overdo it here. Just allow a little bit of the body will nudge itself open here as it is ready to, which is what we want. We want the body to open as it is ready to. We don't want to force anything here. One more here. Inhale back to center. Again, walk the feet in a little bit tighter now to the hips. And then what we're going to do next is begin to bring the energy into the hip girdle. So lift the feet. Maybe bring the shins parallel with the mat. Again, arms are out 60 to 90 degrees and palms down, pressing, then relax the shoulders to keep yourself here. And then imagine you can pull down on your side body so that your lower spine is on the mat. Now, the angle of your legs will provide the amount of support that your spine is. So if you take your legs towards the ceiling, as we do this little movement, you'll find that your entire spine is supporting. If you take your legs towards the crack where your ceiling and the wall come together, you'll find that there's a little bit more challenge involved. If you take your legs to halfway up the wall, again, you're lessening the amount of support from your spine and making it a little more challenging in your hips. And if you take your legs until they're just hovering over the mat, you find the most challenge here, that you're finding your place, but wherever you find your angle, we're just doing this breath movement, inhale and exhale as we piston the legs. And we're just going to be here for a little bit, just activating the hip flexors, the hamstrings, the glutes, engaging through the quadricep. Moving energy up into the hip girdle. Just a couple more. And then bring the knees into the chest, reach up and grab just below the knees, squeeze and release. You'll feel that release, maybe rock a little side to side to release the SI joint. And then take the legs toward the ceiling, press through the heels, flex the toes towards the nose, palms out or palms down by your side. For additional support, bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones. For even more support, roll up and bring the palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttock. And we're just going to do our scissor kicks here. So pressing through the right heel, we're going to exhale, lower the left leg. Inhale, the left leg back up, press through the left heel, exhale, lower the right leg. And again, find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Finding the support that you need in order to provide your full engagement. Stay present. Check in occasionally with your gratitude and with your intention. Try to keep that upper leg pressed straight and long. And just a few more here. And then release the knees toward the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees. Squeeze. Rock a little side to side. And then come back. Now we're going to have a little combination. Now, if this is too much, then you'll just keep your shoulders down. Otherwise, we're going to do that pistoning, but with the arms engaged, with the core engaged. So we're going to bring the energy up into the core. So lift lightly through the shoulders. Now, don't pull on the head. We're just supporting the head in the hands, lifting and engaging the core. And then we're just going to bicycle and alternate elbow to knee. So extend the right leg, bring the right elbow to the left knee. And then as you breathe, switch. Left elbow, right knee. And continue your rhythm, your pace, your breath. We're just going to do 12 of these. So you can keep your own count here since you're moving at your pace, your rhythm, your breath. Now that's, depending on how you like to count, that's either 6 on either side or that's 12 on either side. Just depends on how you like to count your 12s, whether you feel like you have to do each side in order to get one, or whether you just say each one is one. It doesn't matter. It's your practice. Do what is right for you. Listen to the wisdom of your body. And when you finish your 12, release, legs long, bring the shoulders down. Let the toes fall open, bring the palms up at the side of the waist. Lengthen through the crown, pull down on the side body and just release. So this is our integration moment. And this is a movement. We move into stillness here to integrate the work that we've done. So feel into how energy has moved into the hip girdle and now into the core. And maybe you're feeling a little bit of heat. Maybe you're recognizing a shift in your experience. All right. Okay. When you're ready, roll to your belly. Either way, either direction, doesn't matter. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Thumbs pretty much at the breast line. Elbows coming towards each other behind the back and then down toward the hips. Lengthen through the tops of the toes. Press the tops of the toes toward the bottom of your mat. Feel the knees engage. Take a moment here. Feel into lengthening through the crown. And then inhale. Lift the crown, lift the heart. Cobra posture. Exhale, lower down. We're going to do a few of these dynamic cobras. So find your breath and inhale up. Exhale down. Now there's little to no weight in your hands. You can even pick up your hands if you want to ensure that you're working just with the abdomen and the lower back, or just pop up on your fingertips to support yourself. But try to avoid any load bearing on the wrist. Today's class is designed so that we don't do any load bearing on the wrists. And again, we're going to try to get through this without any push-ups. We got one more here. Inhale. This time we stay lifted and then just breathe here for a moment. Continue to breathe, but hold the posture, feeling the engagement in the lower back and through the buttocks and down the legs. Inhale. Notice the tendency to retreat on the exhale. See if you can minimize that and be very still. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the hands underneath the forehead. Palms down. Stack the palms. Release the forehead to the back of the palms. And let the toes fall open and the heels turn in. So your interior rotating thighs, exterior rotating the toes. And then just breathe here. So you've pillowed your forehead to give your nose and your mouth a little room off the mat. And you're just breathing to release. So you might feel that release in the top of the neck, the shoulders. Full inhale here. Complete exhale. Lift the crown and rotate the shoulders. Rotate the palms out in front of you on the mat and rotate the elbows underneath the shoulders. So your forearms and palms are pressing into the mat and your elbows are pressing underneath your shoulders, which is lifting the chest. Coming into our cobra pose here. Again, lengthen through the tops of the toes off the bottom of the mat. Feel the knees engage. And then if you can, sort of wiggle or walk your elbows towards your thighs to bring them directly under the shoulders. You'll feel how that, as if you're moving your elbows toward your thighs, you'll feel that extension in the abdominal muscle. And then just stay lifted and breathe. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. Slowly lower down. Keep your elbows out a little bit. And then gently, you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders again and pop on the fingertips. So we're not in the wrist. We're just going to float the hips back toward the heels. So we're coming into our wisdom pose. So we're just bringing the hips toward the heels and allowing the forehead to come toward the mat. Again, use your supports here. Great place for your block underneath the forehead if your forehead doesn't naturally reach the mat. And you're just feeling into this opening in the lower back. Inhale here. Notice, is there wisdom in this posture? Do you feel release along the back of the spine? Now we have some, again, fingertips only, so we're not actually load bearing on the wrist, but we're going to inhale through a table and then just extend the right leg behind you for a moment and then bring it between the hands. Now support yourself here. So take a moment to check that your ankle is underneath the knee or in front of the knee, supporting the knee. There's no load bearing on the fingers, but the fingers are supporting us so that we can find our balance. Balance is focus. Find your focal point. Establish yourself here. Press into the right heel and then bring your fingers off the mat. So we're in this beginning of a supported lunge here. And then just inhale, lift your torso. Maybe bring the hands to the knee to support yourself. Maybe straighten the arms to support the torso lifting. Whatever you need to support yourself here. Bringing ourselves into this lunge and then sink the hips in. Imagine you're bringing your hip girdle towards your right heel. If you like, take the arms up. Find your arm position and maybe look up. Supported. low lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer and then rotate the torso to the right, bringing the left elbow either to the right knee or outside the right thigh. Pressing the palms at the chest, stacking the shoulders, feeling into that opening. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, release back to center. Again, fingertips only. And then go ahead and create space to bring the right knee back underneath the body. Extend the left leg long behind you and then bring the left foot between the hands. Again, help it if you need to. Check your alignment, ankle underneath or in front of the knee. And then establish yourself here. So find your balance by finding your gazing point. Focus, lift the hands. Press into the left heel, top of the right knee. And again, bring the torso upright. Again, maybe the hands support you on the knee. Maybe straighten the arms to support the torso, lifting, find yourself here, and then sink the hips towards the left. Inhale the arms up. Find your arm position, your hand position, maybe look up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer and rotate the torso to the left. Bringing the right elbow to the left knee or outside the left thigh. Pressing the palms at the chest. Opening and twisting, nice massaging hug. Engaging support for the internal organs. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, look back to center. Again, just tent the fingers to support and bring the left foot back, press back into your wisdom pose. Take a full inhale. And a complete exhale. Maybe come up on the fingertips and just nudge the hips back to the heels, finding the full release in the lower back. Inhale here, gently come back through your table. And again, fingertips only for support. Step the right foot back and then bring the right foot forward. Now, you have the option to keep the left knee down or curl the toes of the left foot and press into the ball of the left foot. Find your focal point, find your balance, maybe support yourself on your knee. Hands to the knee, and then maybe lift the left knee and left thigh. Press back through the left heel. So find your balance here. Press down into the right heel. And again, you're pressing back through the left heel, down into the right heel, sinking the hips toward the right. And then establish your arms if you like. Bring your arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink in. Crescent lunge. We're going to pulse here a little bit. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the torso forward over that right thigh and bring the arms back alongside the hips. Lightning lunge. And then begin to move with your breath. Inhale, the arms up, crescent. Exhale, torso forward, arms back, lighten. And just move here a couple times. Stay in your breath and in your focus. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands down, tent the fingers, drop the left knee, release the left foot, step the right foot back, and take a moment, press back into your wisdom pose, release completely. A full inhale, a complete exhale. Inhale up on the fingertips, send the left leg back, and then bring the left foot through. And again, help it if you need to. And again, option to keep the left knee, the right knee down. Or having established your supported posture here, curl the toes of the right foot, press back into the ball of the right foot and through the right heel. Maybe bring the hands to the knee to support. And then lift the right knee and the right thigh. Pressing back through the right heel. Inhale. Exhale. Sink in. Establish yourself first. And then take your arms up. Get long on the inhale. Exhale. Sink in. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Hinge torso forward. Take the arms back. Find your lightning up. And then move with your breath, your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale back. Inhale up. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Engaging here. Fully activated this morning. Inhale up. Exhale, release the hands down, drop the right knee, release the top of the right foot, bring the left leg back, and go ahead and press into your wisdom pose. Take a full inhale, and a complete exhale. Full inhalation, complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. Walk the hands back just outside the knees. And again, just your fingertips for support. Lift the torso. And then begin to lift the hips. Now we're going to open the chest a little bit by coming into our count. So we come up onto our knees. We're standing on the knees. You can curl the toes of the feet if that provides you additional support. This is a wonderful place for your gear. If your hands don't reach your heels, you might want to put your block between your ankles. First, take the palms, make fists to the small of the back or heel of the palm to the SI joint, and just support your hips. Tendency of the hips is to drift back toward the heels. You want to keep the hips over the knees. So we're not pushing, but we're supporting the hips staying in alignment over the knees. Inhale, lengthen out of the waist, and then out of the chest, and then out of the crown. Try to keep the chin and the sternum in alignment, so we're not scrunching the back of the neck here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, if you like, you release one or both hands back to your block or to your heels. Lifting out of the waist, out of the chest, out of the crown. Finding our count. Breathing here. Feeling into the opening of the heart. Checking in with your gratitude and your intention. Maybe switching your arms if you're doing one arm at a time. Fully present. Full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. Come back to neutral, take the arms up. Exhale, release the hands through prayer. And again, just lightly on the fingertips, you're going to curl the toes, lift the knees, press back, and come into a forward fold. So release the heels to the mat at the bottom of the mat. The outside of the feet are in alignment with the outside edges of the mat. Balls of the feet are pressed in so that you're balanced your weight on those 4 points, inside and outside of the ball and the heel. And then hinging at the hips so that the forehead comes toward the shin. Relax the hands, maybe grab opposite elbows, either in front of or behind the legs. Forehead moves toward the shins. We're finding this release, and then experiment with your hips to find your balance, and then maybe begin to straighten your legs. You want to begin lifting through the legs here, feeling the hamstrings extend and the upper back release. Forehead coming to the shins, crown coming toward the mat, forward fold. Then take the hands to the shins, press the palms on the shins for support, straighten the arms to lift the torso to flat back. So your torso is parallel to the mat, breathe into the heart. Feel the length in the side body and then exhale, hinge forward from here, release. Bend the knees slightly and then inhale, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. We're going to come up right here. Shoulders will roll up and down, take the arms up. Alignment, straight line lift. Exhale, release the hands. Palms turn forward, fingers extend toward the mat. Find your gazing point and take a moment to settle into being upright. Standing posture here. All right. Full inhale and a complete exhale. Now we're going to do our dynamic movement here for today is going to be squats. So I'm going to turn the face so you can maybe see me if you need to. So maybe take your feet a little bit wider. You have options here. Now your squat may be here. That's fine. If you have a chair, maybe you need a chair for additional support. That's absolutely fine. You may want to bring your hands to your knees, just above the knees for support, and just use that supporting motion. Whatever your range of motion. The other option is to take the arms out, shoulder height, just sort of gives you a counterpointing balance to keep the spine straight. The exhale, we're just going to squat the hips toward the heels. And again, your squat is to the point where your heels come off the mat. If your heels are coming off the mat, that's your edge. Just work there. And you're just going to exhale into your squat. And then inhale, straighten and lift. Hands again, utilizing your chair, your thighs, or your arms forward. And we're just going to be here for a minute, literally. So find your breath, find your rhythm, find your pace, find your practice. Just stay with it, check in with your gratitude, check in with your intention. Just be present with your breath. Just a few more here. Four more. Three more. Your rhythm, your pace. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands. Walk the feet back underneath the shoulders if they were out wide. Release the palms forward. Take a full inhale. And a complete exhale. Let go. Maybe a lion's breath on the exhale. Full inhalation. Exhale through the mouth. Open the mouth. Stick out the tongue and roar. One more time here. Full inhale. Exhale. And then take a moment to bring yourself back down onto your mat on your back where we began. And we'll finish where we started with our twist. So, bring the knees toward the ceiling, the heels toward the hips. Pick up the right leg, press through the heel, cross the right leg tightly over the left. Maybe you hook that ankle, maybe not. Take your arms out 90 degrees. Inhale here. Exhale. Gently let the knees come across the body to the right. And then if you like, you can actually look over your left shoulder.
maybe find a little more release. Now the left shoulder stays down and relaxed. And weight of the legs and gravity is working here. So we're not like pressing the knees to the floor. We're allowing the knees to come open across the body. And maybe we think about moving the knees away from the face to get a little more opening across the front of the chest. And then we breathe into this twist and feel the breath down into the back of the left hip. Full inhale. Complete exhale, just twisting out the effort. Twisting out anything that remains in our practice here, massaging ourselves, giving ourselves a little love, a little hug here. On the inhale, we come back to center. Run across the leg, take the right leg high, let it extend on the mat, and then bring the right knee back in. Notice the difference in your hips. Take the left leg high, press through the heel, cross the left thigh tightly over the right. Maybe hook that ankle, maybe not. Again, like through the crown, feel the length in the spine. Inhale here, exhale. Gently let the knees fall over to the left, perhaps looking over your right shoulder to open and extend. Right shoulder stays down and relaxed. Knees moving away from the face, breathing across the front of the body into the lower back right hip, feeling the gentle massage on the internal organs and the little hug you're giving yourself here. Wonderful practice this morning. Great work. Check in again with your intention and your gratitude. Feel into your shifts. Notice what's different for you now than 30 minutes ago. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On your inhale, bring the knees back to center. Take the left leg high. Extend the left leg long. And then bring both knees into the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees. Maybe bring your forehead toward your knees. Maybe you grab your ankles. Maybe you grab the bottom of your feet. Maybe you bring your nose to your knees. Maybe you bring your forehead to your knees. Make a nice tight little ball. Take a full inhale. And squeeze. Retain the breath. Squeeze. Bring everything into the center of your being. Squeeze. Find yourself here. Everything right in the center. And then release. Exhale. Take your legs long, let your toes fall open, let your heels move as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Let your palms come down by your sides, palms up, lengthen through the crown, and then imagine you could pull down on your side rib to feel your lower back against the mat. And then as you prepare here for guided rest, take a moment to provide yourself with any additional support that you may want in this final guided rest posture. So maybe you have an eye cloth for your eyes. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl for your body. Maybe you have a bolster for your knees. Anything you need to be a little more supported, maybe just 1% more supported as we move into rest. So guided rest is an actual posture. So find your posture, find your support. Move into the posture and then allow yourself to be. And just let go. You're done, be done. Allow yourself to be done. Just let everything go. Release any analysis of your practice, any criticism, condemnation, conversation, competition. Let it all go. Just be at rest right here, right now. Just allowing yourself the gift of stillness and maybe even silence. Letting everything settle. Now, this is guided rest. So I'm going to guide you through a relaxation exercise. We're going to track the body, looking for areas of constriction and tightness, and actively seeking to release them with the breath.
So we'll bring our awareness, if you choose, to the soles of your feet, to your toes, to the tops of your feet, to your heels. And relax. Now bring your awareness to your ankles, your shins, your calves, your knees, your quadriceps, the top of your thigh, the hamstring, the back of the thigh. And release. Any tension, any tightness, just release. Now, if you choose, bring your awareness to your hip girdle, to your sits bones, to your buttocks, to your sacral area, to your SI joint, and actively relax. And bring your awareness to your abdomen and to your lower back. And release anything you find there, just release. Now bring your awareness to your middle back and to your ribs. And relax. Now bring your awareness to your chest and to your upper back. And relax. Now bring your awareness to your shoulders and your neck. And release. Now bring your awareness to your upper arms, the biceps, triceps, the elbows, the forearms, and release. Now bring your awareness to the wrists, the back of the hands, the fingers, and the palms of the hands, and relax. Bring your awareness to your jaw, to your mouth, to your tongue, to the muscles at the back of your throat, and to the back of your head. And relax. Bring your awareness to your nose, your nasal passages, the muscles and nerves behind the nose, the eye sockets, the eyeballs, and the muscles and nerves behind the eyes. And release. Now bring the awareness to the mind, to the brain, to the skull, to the place between the ears and behind the brows. And relax. And now bring your awareness to the crown of your head, the space just outside and above the top of your head. Witness your entire being in your environment from the crown of your head. See yourself resting on your mat in your space. And as you observe yourself resting here in your space, allow again to arise any one thing for which you are grateful, maybe just the possibility of gratitude. See yourself resting in gratitude. Allow yourself to rest in gratitude. And as you rest in gratitude on your space, I'll take this opportunity to thank you from my space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And I invite and I encourage you to stay here in grateful rest as long as you like. And when you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.